Hello, Coach Carl here, coming to you from Carl's Corner, which means I'm sitting in the car outside of school. And a little different this time. It's earlier in the day. I'm actually waiting for my high school boy, and we're going to get his learner's license today. So there's that. Also, welcome back after a nice Easter break. Easter was a wonderful weekend. I hope you enjoyed that. And now we're just back to regular life again after being able to take some time off and ponder about things that are truly important. All of those things represented in Easter weekend. So hope you had a wonderful time. Let's see, the Masters happened too over the weekend. That was a joy to watch. It really was. Interesting tournament. It was good to see Jon Rahm win. I think he's one of the good guys. They probably all are good guys, but I just have a very high opinion of him. I like how he plays the game. I like his attitude towards life, and I'm glad that he won it. I'm also glad to see Brooks Koepka up there, and Phil Mickelson performing well at his advanced age of 52. I'm just a year and a half younger than he is, so it's nice to see that older folks can still contribute in life. Just kidding, I know we can. What else happened during that tournament? They had a lot of different weather conditions. So it started off nice, and then it got really kind of nasty. They had to play during some of the nastiness, during the rain and some of the windy conditions that they had. And it was interesting to watch folks try and adapt to that and adjust to the differences between sunny conditions and wet conditions and how the golf course plays. If you play in dry versus wet, the wet conditions, what tends to happen is the ball does not roll as far once it lands on the grass. And so, in effect, the golf course plays longer because your shots are going shorter. And so players have to adjust. Also, the speed at which the ball rolls on the putting surfaces, on the greens, is different too because of the moisture. And so they have to adjust. And so those who can adjust to adapting circumstances or adjust to different situations are the ones that end up being successful. And that's what happened this week. It was great to see, a great tournament. I think there's a life lesson in there somewhere about the sun doesn't always shine on life, right? And there's going to be rainy times, and we got to find a way to push through and make the best of what's going on, knowing that things do get better. Another thing that happened is that perhaps the most famous name in golf, Tiger Woods, he played 2 and a bit rounds of the Masters, and then he withdrew because of injury, and it was obvious that he was in pain. I think this was a result from his car wreck that he had some time ago, and he's just still having residual problems with that. But good for him to know when to quit. Sometimes it's hard to do that, right? Sometimes we just want to keep going because we made a decision, and we feel like we have to keep going because we made a decision, and so we just have to keep going. Sometimes it's wisdom to know when not to keep going, and I admire him for his choice. I'm sure it wasn't an easy one for him to make, so good job for him. Let's see, this weekend the tour's at Harbour Town, and that's going to be a fun stop. We probably won't talk about that because it's not a major unless something really cool happens. For my beginner golfers, those who are learning or trying to get better, I hope that as you watch the Masters this weekend, that you paid attention to the pre-shot routine or what happened prior to each shot being hit. There would be a conversation with the caddy about distances. They would take into account the different direction that the wind is blowing, how the terrain was lying, where the slopes were at, all of those different things, the distance that they had to cover. And anyway, they were wonderful examples, if you're watching this weekend, of good pre-shot routines. And remember, when you're on the practice range or the putting green, wherever, you don't just hit balls, right? Every shot gets a pre-shot routine. So there's my little plug for the best practice, how to practice. Best practices for how to practice. So very good. That's what I got for you today. More tomorrow. Enjoy golf. Enjoy the game.